disability and or an extraordinary circumstance. Excused members and members of the public will still be able to participate virtually. And members who are joining via Zoom must leave their cameras on. This meeting is being streamed live on our YouTube channel and a transcript is being recorded. My name is Wendy Gonzalez. I am co-chair of the committee.
I'm Frank Halazubiak, the other co-chair.
Thomas Garza, member.
Scotty Renas, member. Brendan McGrath, member.
Amber Young, member.
Inga Pachenko, member. Ina Nelson, member. Kristen Birthday, member.
And we have a couple of members online. Carrie, you want to take us off?
Carrie Keenan, member.
Mike Noble, member.
Fantastic.
Hi, so we have a short agenda tonight, which has actually gotten even shorter because agenda item 2, 807 9th Avenue was postponed. So that will not be heard tonight. Just some background in case anyone's new. This committee hears liquor licenses and outdoor dining applications. We then take a vote and make a recommendation to the full board, which will take its own vote on these at its February meeting, which will be the first Wednesday in February. Anything we do or the full board does, though, is only a recommendation. We have no power to grant or deny a liquor license or an outdoor dining license. We will do the agenda items in order. As we call each agenda item, if you are watching the meeting and would like to be heard on that agenda item, please use the raised hand function and we will move you into the meeting at an appropriate time so that you can address the committee.
Great.
I think we can get started.
It's off and running. So it's our first section for wine, beer, and cider license applications. Number 1 is 132 West 22nd Street, the Irish Repertory Theater Company. If you're from the applicant, please unmute or raise your hand to be brought over. Great.
Hi there, welcome.
Hello, and we have Kieran O'Reilly.
Yeah, I saw him on here.
He's on the call.
Yeah, he's on mute though. He'll show up once he starts talking. He's in the proper meeting, the meeting proper.
Okay.
Mr. O'Reilly, you can unmute if you want, in case you want to say something. Okay.
Okay, well then I'm here. I'm the managing director.
Supposed to get started? We can wait for him.
Okay, let me. Yeah, I don't know if he's out here. Yes, all right, Kieran. Yeah.
Ellie, you don't have people muted, do you?
No, they can unmute themselves.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, can they unmute me? He's texting me.
No, we're not allowed to.
No, only you can do it.
We can
Okay.
only do it if we've muted him and we haven't.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, am I unmuted now? Am I there?
Yes, you are,
Okay,
Kieran.
oh, okay, finally, sorry. Thank you so much.
But we
Welcome.
can't see you.
That's okay.
I don't know what's going on.
It's okay.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry. My full confession is that I'm out at Kennedy Airport having dropped off my son to go away for study abroad. And so this is where I am, but I don't know where on earth it doesn't seem to show me anywhere where I can get on the camera. So you might have dodged a bullet
Kieran,
on that.
I can take it from here.
Don't worry about it.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about your application?
Yes, I'll introduce myself. I'm Lisa Fain. I'm the managing director of the Irish Repertory Theater. And Kieran O'Reilly is our producing artistic director. And we've, Kieran can give a little more of the background, but we've been in the neighborhood for decades.
There I have. Now I've come right through.
Yeah. So if you want to just talk about our application, why we're making this application, and a little bit about the Irish Rep.
Well, sure. We're the Irish Repertory Theatre. We've been in Chelsea for almost 37 years, but particularly at 132 West 22nd Street since 1994. And we operate year round, putting on productions of Irish and Irish American theatre and all sorts of theatre actually. And what we'd like to do is to apply to have a wine and beer and cider license that we can provide to the people who come at intermission and be post show and pre show. That's basically what we're looking for.
Okay, thanks. I have two questions. I've actually been to your theater quite a bit. So would you be, and enjoyed the shows very much. Would you be serving the beer and wine from that refreshment bar you have currently in the
Yes.
lobby? Okay.
Yes.
So on your form, I think that's going to be considered a stand-up bar, not a service bar, on page 2 of the form.
I
Because
didn't know because people aren't standing at the bar. They take the drink and they move and sit in the theater.
yeah, so the SLA's terminology is not overly clear here, but a service bar is considered one that only staff uses. In other words, it's like a bar where a waiter would get drinks to take somewhere. But if a customer is ordering directly, that's considered a stand-up bar, even if you don't have any seats. And I don't blame you, because I had to look that up today to make sure I was sure, because the terminology doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm just going to change that on the form, if that's okay with you. I'll say
Yes.
no
Thank
service
you.
bar, one stand-up bar. And the other is if you intend to serve afterwards, is 11 o'clock late enough? That has to be when, you know, people are sort of gone from the premises, and I don't know how long your shows are.
I put 11 o'clock because our shows do range from, 90-minute no intermission to, O'Casey's plays that goes on for 3 or 4 hours. I don't
Or a
really.
Eugene O'Neill play, which you might be out by midnight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So are you asking, should we make it a little later
Yeah,
to be safe?
I think it would be safer to make it midnight. I don't think anyone here would have concerns with that.
We'd be
And again,
fine with that.
You don't have to serve until then. It just gives you flexibility the next time you do, like
That'd be
elongated
great.
journey or something.
That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's changing it to midnight, 7 days a week, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's all I have.
Any questions from the committee?
Motion to approve.
Wait.
Unless there's
Nellie.
community-
Right.
Do we have anybody online?
There's no one with a raised hand.
Okay.
Motion to approve. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, that passes unanimously.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for-
much.
Thank you
So
guys
you'll
so
make
much.
the changes. You'll make the changes to the application and we're good?
Yep, and then it'll just be presented to the full board in February and then sent on to the SLA.
Okay, thank you. And thank you everybody
Okay.
for what you do.
Yeah. Thank
Thank
you.
you. for
Take care.
the-
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, moving on to our new liquor, wine, beer, and cider licenses section. If you missed this announcement at the beginning, number 2 has postponed, so we are not talking about 807 9th Avenue, that is postponed. Moving on to number 3, 10 Columbus Circle, space K4A, Columbus Bar LLC, and Parkview Lounge LLC. So if you're from the applicant, or let's see, Bill. Hey, Bill.
Hi, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I see that Sam Prieto is with us. And I also see, although his name is under Sam Prieto as well, Brian Packin is with us.
Yeah.
Brian is here.
Yeah, great. All right, everyone. Phil Dorn, attorney for the applicant. As I just mentioned, Sam and Brian are with me from the ownership and operator side. This is an application for the already existing bar on the 4th floor of the Shops at Columbus Circle. Many of you might be familiar with it. Everything is remaining the same. We're just applying for a new license because we are bringing on a new operator for the space. That's Brian and his team. Brian is a renowned F&B operator owning City Nights Hospitality, which owns and operates, amongst other places, the Ascent Lounge, which is the beautiful event space directly next door to this fourth floor bar. The method of operation remains basically the same, closing just at 10 o'clock each night. You know, this is inside the mall, inside the shop, so obviously it's not a late night establishment. The only difference, aside from fine tuning the looks and making the bar slightly more elevated, is the addition of occasional light jazz music to accompany the guests. The music will be kept at a low volume so that diners can enjoy quiet conversation. It's really a quiet upscale place. And of course, this is on the fourth floor, like I mentioned, of the shop, so there are no residents or anyone nearby to be concerned with any sort of noise. We haven't had any issues with the bar in its several years of operation. We don't anticipate any going forward, but of course, we are here to answer any questions or concerns you might have.
Yeah. Well, Phil, you're very experienced with this. So when you put down a 10 p.m. closing time, I assume that's what you actually want?
That's the plan. I mean, Sam and Brian, it sounds to me like Frank is suggesting they'd be willing to go a little later if you guys desire.
Well, I just want to make sure you understand that in our view, 10 o'clock is when the place is vacated of patrons. It's not.
That's right. I mean, yes, that's we understand it as it's always been, which is guests are out at 10 o'clock.
Well, if I may speak, we intend to operate with those hours, and as had the previous operation, based on the floor being more restaurant driven, and it's not intended, nor shall it be an after hours or later place. That being said, there can be from time to time events which we intend to host that are more intimate that could potentially be later, but this would not be an operation that on an ongoing basis would be going.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Brian, because, you know, when we ultimately, whatever hours we agree to with this committee are the hours that you have to stick to, whether it's on a nightly basis or on a special occasion basis. So, you know, either we could do it as we push it a little later to 11, if that's okay with this committee, or we could do something different where we say, you know, the closing hours are 10 p.m. except for private events, which could go to a certain hour. Depends on what you prefer, Brian.
Whatever is best for the board or sees it as best. I mean, we are not going to be operating this space past 10 p.m. However, if we do have an engagement party or a social gathering that would like to have the space privately or semi-privately and go to 11 o'clock, that is a reality. So if it makes more sense to do that on a consistent basis, then I would leave to the board's discussion.
Yeah, Phil, I think the SLA would prefer we just have one closing time. I think they don't particularly like these floating.
Yes, I agree. So if the committee is okay with it, we would like to amend the application to 11 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah. That makes sense, but the other restaurants on that floor.
Yeah.
The thing is that in Columbus Circle, they usually close from entering, but restaurants that are still going, I think they go up until midnight. I had that.
Yeah, Per Se goes a little later, and the Ascent Lounge, which as I mentioned, Brian operates, goes, I believe, until 11 or 12.
Yeah.
So is it, I mean, since we're having the discussion, and I didn't think about it due to the events being a very minimal part of this operation, but a true reality, is it okay to say midnight in the sense that we won't have a regular operation going till that late, but for the occasion that we would have events, is it okay for the board to agree to midnight as that operating hour?
Just to be totally safe.
I think so. Yeah. I think that's probably consistent with what everyone else has there.
That's
fine.
Okay, so we'll make it midnight.
That's fine.
For the committee, that, you know, we often ask for limitations on live music, but again, I'm not particularly bothered in this location.
Yeah,
So,
this will be as quiet as jazz music can be. It's really a conversational
This
place.
is 2026. This is the year where we are pushing people later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love to hear that. I never thought I'd hear the day.
Oh, no.
And we're celebrating a 3-item agenda, being extra applicant friendly.
I love it.
All right, I don't have any more.
Any other questions from the committee? Nellie, do we have any questions online?
There's no one with a raised hand.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, great.
Okay, good luck, guys.
Thank you all very much. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Then brings us to our final
Well,
applicant of the night.
42nd.
Can't believe it. 512 West 42nd Street, 42 Hospitality LLC. You are from the applicant. Please come off mute or raise your hand.
That is Terry.
I
Hi,
am-
Terry.
Hello, how are you? How's everybody? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Okay, I have Paul Brown with me, who is the principal. Paul, say hello to everybody.
Hey, everyone. Happy New Year.
Like a kid.
Thanks.
Okay.
Hey, Terry, you wanna tell us something about this?
Oh, Paul.
Yes, this is an application for an on-premise liquor license at 512 West 42nd Street. The hours of operation here are Monday through Thursday, 12 to 12. Friday and Saturday, they're seeking 12 to 4 a.m. and Sunday from 12 to 2 a.m. The space occupies the first floor in the basement. There is a floor diagram within the premise for you, within the package for you. I'm sorry. This premise was soundproofed by the original group that was in there before us. So the premise is completely soundproof. That has not, there is no additional soundproofing that's necessary from what we have gone through with our people. We've provided you a menu, obviously photographs of the premise, photographs of all the postings that were done. We included the email that we sent out to all the applicable community groups. We'll answer any questions you have. We broke down the premises on the first floor. If you see your multiple spaces and floors breakdown, we broke down the first floor into 3 spaces, where the bar area is, where the lounge seating is, and where the show will be. Okay. And then we broke down the basement space as well. So you can see each of those spaces, how many individuals they hold and how they will function. There is
So Terry, this is the space where the Playboy Club was? and-
yes, yes.
Okay, so it's not the big club space in the basement.
No, it is.
It is.
It is?
No,
this-
yes,
no,
the basement is here.
The basement included.
No, but it's just a small piece of the basement, right?
No.
Paul, would you respond to this, please, and tell them exactly what's included there? Because
Yeah.
People.
the
It's a-
basement only has an occupancy of 65 according to this, but Paul, please respond.
Yeah, it's a street level venue. You have the first room, the lounge room, and then the big club in the back on 41st Street. Downstairs is a small club also. It holds about 65 people.
Right.
The big one is 650 people and
The
it
big-
opens on 41st.
Yes, and that's where the show is going to be.
What?
This is the
It is.
Yeah,
Okay.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
It's the whole thing.
But that's where the theater space will be.
Right, correct.
But where is the theater on the floor plan? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Hold on.
It's in the third room all the way in the back.
Oh, that's just sort of
Right. Yeah,
an empty space at the moment on the floor plan?
Yeah.
yes, it's that bigger space you see all the way, I guess, more towards the bottom. You see where the seating and everything is in the bar, and then the other seating on the right-hand side. Those would be the lounge and the bar areas that are discussed. That back room is the theater room that's being discussed.
Okay. Can you tell us a little about what you plan to do there? Because I'm on the front page of the STIP form, you call it a nightclub and a dance club.
Right.
But then when I read the email you sent to the community, it made it sound like it's a theater space and a private event, and to become a private event space. So what exactly is going on there?
Okay, so I think if you look at the email that we sent and included as part of it, where we talk about what phase 1 is going to be.
Yeah,
And
that's
phase
what
2.
I was referring to, yeah.
Right, yes, okay. So Paul, why don't you run through operationally how you're going to do this, okay?
So we broke it into 3 phases that we want to do. Phase 1 will be the Broadway show. We want to kind of take things easy, ease the neighborhood into the whole operation of the place. Phase 2 will introduce galas, private events, corporate, and then heading into 2027, when we have a full liquor license, God willing, we'll pepper in some nightclub events. So we really want to start slow with this venue.
What's a nightclub event?
We have an in-house marketing team, and we would be creating events. It could range from, 400 people to 650 people.
Okay. So did you folks notify or meet with, there are 2 residential buildings that are very much affected by this space and have had a lot of problems with previous operators. One is on the corner, 500 West 42nd, and then there's a 10th Avenue building, 561 10th. They've both had horror stories about prior operators in this space.
All right.
So I was wondering if you would talk to them about what you plan to do.
What we did was we posted, if you look at all the postings that we did, and we gave you many pictures of all the postings that were done. These postings are clear and conspicuous. They're all over the place. They're on both sides. They take up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I believe 7, at least 7 photos we have of the postings. We also sent the email out to everybody who was on the list that it was applicable to. We did not go to specific buildings, if that's what you're asking, and post flyers at the buildings. We didn't do that. We posted the flyers all around the premise and on the poles at the corners.
All right, well, I know that.
But we did have people respond to the email, and they did ask us, and we sent them exactly what we sent to you. We forwarded them this packet of information. After we did that, the 2 people that contacted us never got back to us again.
Well, I think one issue is the people you may need to talk to about the corner building are not necessarily the people who are on, I believe that's a Clinton housing development building. So I'm not sure it's the residents or the people you really want to talk to there. So I think if they're not on this call, we'll probably ask you to reach out directly to representatives of those buildings.
We have no problem. We have no problem reaching. Yeah, we have no problem reaching out to them. As you can see, we did as much reaching out and postings as we possibly could.
Okay. Well, let me tell you the stipulations that and this was at the behest of those 2 buildings that the immediately prior operator agreed to. There'd be no queuing on the sidewalk.
Right.
There'll be no ropes, barriers, or other obstructions on the sidewalk. No use of outdoor promoters, and all of the events with capacities of over 300 people, security will be stationed in doorways of those 2 buildings, 500 West 42 and 561 10th, during the final 2 hours of the event. And the history of that was that there were basically people, customers of this location, basically just trying to go into the lobbies of those buildings all the time during the later hours of the events.
Yeah, we don't have a problem with that. And again, for the first several months that we're going to be open under a temporary permit, we can only, as you know, we can only go to midnight, and the show will only go to midnight, and it'll only be the show really that's doing the operations there. That's why we put that as the phase 1. But we have no problem with that those stipulations at all.
And that includes the late night security?
Yeah, you intended on having security anyway, correct, Paul?
That is correct.
Yeah.
But I mean,
We're also going to post security guards in the middle of the block and on the corners as people are exiting, just to kind of keep the whole place clear. So we'll take care of that also.
Yeah.
Well, the entrance to at least
To
the
the
corner
building,
building is
yeah,
sort of right on.
we'll put guards there as well. That's not a problem.
One is on 10th, the other one, I think. Trying to remember where the corner building, yeah.
Manhattan Plaza is gonna care. Manhattan Plaza is the big one right across the street.
Right,
But that's for the nodes.
Yeah, that's the north.
yeah, so, Terry, you should also, and Nellie, I think, can get you contact info, you should also reach out to Manhattan Plaza, which is, catty corner across from this. But as you know, is a huge residential
Yes,
building. but
yes.
One half of it is, right across the street from this.
We'll,
But again, some of these people may be here, so we can see if they have anything to say.
okay. We'll agree to reach out to them. That's not a problem.
So I have two questions. One is, are you going to change the facade on 42nd Street?
For the Broadway show, they're gonna put up some signage, but there is no plan to do hard construction changes.
Okay, well, that facade and that entrance needs a lot of improvement, truly. The second thing is that, so what is special about your mode of operation that is going to make it successful versus the two previous operators which were not successful?
Well, I know the two previous operators that were in the space, they're not true operators. We are very attentive to everything that we do. We plan everything out. We have multiple meetings for every event with every member of our team. We have security meetings. We post them ourselves. And I would say most of the time, the general manager or myself will be there on site, in front, directing people, directing security, and making sure everything is flowing properly.
But are you targeting a specific, population as customers?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Yeah, neither am I.
Well, I mean, is it a gay club? Is it a women's club? Is it a
Strip club.
club?
No.
Strip club, what
No.
is it? Is it
No.
just general population? Is it, or is it
Yeah,
a special?
for the Broadway show, it's to the general public. But what we really want to do is really push corporate. So, a lot of business events and things like that. That's our main forte. It is a nightclub. If we have to do, nightclub events, a couple of times, then, we will. But our main thing is corporate and Broadway shows, keeping it classy, upscale. That's what we do.
Okay, thank you.
Terry, I had one more, or two more things, actually.
Sure.
I see you have Richard Bourne as the landlord. Did this hotel change hands at some point?
I can answer that.
Yep.
Richard Bourne owns the building. He has the land lease. The guy that is the subtenant, Ian Reisner, he is kind of out of the picture right now.
So who has the ability to sort of choose what's going in there? Is it Richard Bourne? Or are you?
No, it's Ian Reisner has people in place that he chose to run the hotel for him. There's a new president of the company. His name is PJ McAteer. I think some of you are familiar with him, but he's in charge of the hotel operations.
And what's happening with the hotel now? Is it going back to being a hotel?
It is currently a hotel right now.
But wasn't it? Yeah, but wasn't it housing migrants or?
Yeah, for I think during COVID there was vagrants in there and things like that. But now it's open to the public and they're doing business as usual.
I thought the migrant change was pretty recent.
It was recent.
Yeah, I think the ending the migrant housing was fairly recent.
Just in
Within the,
2025.
yeah, within
Yeah.
the past year.
We,
Okay.
we don't have anything to do with the hotel, so.
You know, I'm just trying to understand, because as
Yeah.
I said, this has been a highly troubled location.
No,
Is anyone who's done any reading about it,
No, I understand. And that's one of the reasons I thought that his concept made sense in the fact that he's gonna have the theater only operating on all those days till midnight, and only on the weekend does he have the later operation for when he has those corporate events and the times that he has to run the night spot.
Right.
Other than
And
that, it's pretty much a midnight closing on those other nights.
Yes. Terry, you also didn't circle any music on page 2. What do you, I assume you're gonna?
Yeah, so
All
he put all, but what he meant to put was he put yes, if you can see that
Oh, I
over
see.
there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Also,
what he
so
meant,
also
what he
the
meant to do is background, live music, DJ. You don't have a jukebox, Paul, is that correct?
No jukebox.
And you're not doing karaoke, or you are doing karaoke?
Um, in the beginning, no. We may, market that in the future possibly, but not right now.
Okay.
I have some comments only because I've heard you say a lot that you're starting as a theater and then moving to a nightclub, and the communication to the letter that's included here does not mention nightclub. And it's really very much kind of, I don't want anyone to feel like they're getting bait and switched into what is a nightclub. And so if you could, when you are meeting with the other buildings, and to clarify that in the communication, to make it very explicit that it will be a nightclub.
Yes,
Because that's not fair.
just so you're aware, when we did get responses back with further questions, we gave them this entire package showing the hours of operation and everything that we were gonna do. So.
Understood, but I don't think it's
I think
clear.
what I'm seeing here is you're kind of presenting this Broadway theater thing, which is great. We know that this place has much history with issues of late night. And we don't really know you, I don't know you as an operator that much, to talk about your history, but doing Broadway shows at midnight is a different beast than having a nightclub open till 4 AM on weekends. Your crowd is different, and if it's really a corporate type venue, it's really shouldn't be a 4 AM venue on weekends. And I think that's gonna be the big stickler for Manhattan Plaza because of the noise, the police, the shootings, everything that went down there. I don't think that I would be comfortable voting for 4 AM at all. Until Manhattan Plaza comes to the table, and I would probably, if I had to vote on it tonight, I would do a 1 AM close.
And CHDC, because yeah, they are just around the corner, so they have all the.
In the past, we've
neighbors.
always had security requirements. I don't even see a security plan here. Didn't see it.
We've had stipulations with the last couple operators with these hours, and it didn't turn out well.
It didn't turn out well. I mean, we've always had, even with all the security, we asked them to have outside and not let people stand in the way. And
Good to.
Would you want to see if there's anyone from the community here?
Yeah.
Nellie, is there anyone with their hand raised?
No, there's no one.
No.
because it looks like
No.
a theater.
Yeah, they keep saying, in a couple of months. we'll go-
That was my first question, because.
Right, and the reason for this is that if we said it any other way, it wouldn't be accurate, okay? And the reason for that is we have to start out with a temporary permit. The temporary permit only allows us to operate till midnight. So during that, probably the way it's looked these days with the SLA, that'll probably be a 5-month period. So during those 5 months, those initial 5 months, we can only operate till midnight. With the theater, we can't have the live music and everything else. We can have the theater production, but that's it. After that, we're going to do exactly what we've been telling you here, and that's why we put it to you in the beginning. I thought as clearly as they could, and what they were doing is in phases as to how they were going to open this place. So they were 100% accurate with you that for the first 5 to 6 months, this is what we're going to do. Then when we get our full license, this is what we're going to be able to do because we're going to have the ability to do that under the license. So
But
I
Yes,
don't think,
I'm not clear on that,
Yeah.
Terry, I'm not clear on that, the hours of operation, right? I'm just looking at the application.
yeah, sure, go ahead, Christina.
So I'm not talking about the first 5 months, I'm talking about in 1 year.
Yes,
right?
in 1 year's time, it's Monday through Thursday till 12 a.m. closing. Friday and Saturday are the only 4 a.m. nights,
Okay,
and then 2 a.m. on Sunday. So they are not looking to change that at any point in time in the future. So the
All right.
only two nights that you would have your late night concern would be Friday and Saturday. And that's why we agreed to all the previous steps that you had with regard to security and posting the people in the lobbies of the buildings. And in fact, doing more reaching out to these groups. But in fairness to the applicant, he's reached out to everybody who was on the email list that was applicable. He reached out and posted everywhere all over the neighborhood. And then when somebody responded to him, he gave them all the information with regard to the application. I thought he was really being very clear when he said he was going to do it in phases because that's the only way it can roll out. But the hours that you see here are the hours. So Monday through Thursday, it's 12 a.m. close.
Terry, I think the point Jennifer was making though, is if you read the email that went out to the community, it talks about phase one and phase two. But phase two is titled upscale private events and galas, which sounds to me like basically private events.
There's
Not,
nightclub.
not operating as a public club, and that
Well,
doesn't,
Paul, can you respond? How often do you think you are going to be operating as a public, excuse me, as a club open to the public? Is that going to be every Friday and Saturday? That's the clarification they're looking for.
I mean, I don't want to mislead anybody. Um, you know, we will be a nightclub on the weekends. During the week, we're going to push private events. We're going to push corporate and stuff like that. We are going to get behind the Broadway show, and we're going to ride this thing out for the next 3-4 years. This is not something that we're going to do for 6 months and then just drop it and then move to, nightclub. We have great people with us. They're putting a lot of time and effort into it. They have a lot of experience, on Broadway, and we're really, really going to make this, happen.
But Paul, isn't the Broadway happening in the same place as you are doing the nightclub?
The Broadway show will be ending around 10:30, and then by 11 o'clock, we'll do a night event.
Okay.
Right, and that's why the letter only said 5 PM to 10:30, which sounds amazing as a neighbor.
Right.
I would not have picked that up.
I mean, there is definitely limitations on what you can do with only a permit. But my concern is, what does it look like after? What does the operation look for the nightclub? What is it gonna look like for closing? That hasn't really been, I think most of it's been concentrated on phase one, based on what I'm hearing, and
But
not.
he said the hours are permanent.
The hours are permanent. The hours are permanent. The only nights that he is seeking 4 a.m. is Friday and Saturday. Monday through Thursday is a 12 midnight close. It's a 12 midnight close.
Ever offered.
yeah, I have this,
Better than anyone else's.
Yes.
I just have this community notice concern because,
It's very unheard of that nobody from Manhattan Plaza came with a
Right.
program closing on weekends. It's
Well, I
just
think it
not.
would.
I'll tell you what, I'm very surprised too, especially with the amount of posting that was done. Did you see the amount of posting that was done?
Posting isn't really what am I trying to say?
I
It's
think
not really an
posting,
aggressive way to promote. You can put a posting anywhere, but people can walk past it and ignore it. You really have to go to the buildings in the neighborhood.
well, in the future, you should put a caveat in there that you want them to go to those buildings.
well, Terry, we don't know, we happen to know this location because it's so troubled, but we don't know every location in the city, and I believe the email that Nellie sends to you with the list says this is not intended to be like a safe harbor.
No, we understand that, but at the same time, there are buildings that don't want you coming in at all to bother the residents either. So, it's a rock and a hard place situation.
What do
So,
we,
I mean, we did the postings, we did all the notices that you were supposed to do. We did everything that we were supposed to do, and people replied. They asked us what was going on, and we
And who
emailed
are
them
the
back.
people? Who are the people? Who
Uh,
replied?
Well, the one I saw
Paul?
was like the
Yeah, there was definitely 2 people that responded. Paul?
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
what about,
I would have to
what
look it
about,
up.
excuse me 1 second, what about asking them, giving them 3 names? And asking them to reach out and by the full board. And if they can't do it by the full board, then, they would postpone, so that we're sure that we have like the Manhattan Plaza, the CIC and the 10th Avenue building.
Right, well, they've agreed to do that,
Yeah, we're gonna definitely notify each of those. Now that you mention them, we're gonna reach out to each one of them to set up a meeting.
Well, does anyone know that MP Tenants was on this email? Is that, I don't know if is that the main way to reach them?
Yes.
That's their
But
tenants.
again, the issue.
Yeah, but you said on the notice that it was like, a Broadway theater.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that's the issue.
You have to
Email is
say
inaccurate.
it's a nightclub.
Yeah,
The email is inaccurate.
that's the bigger issue I have.
Right.
So the question, I guess, is how comfortable we are voting on
Here.
something
Other
with.
people.
There's nobody.
Nellie said it was.
There's no.
Nellie just checking in, there's still no.
Well, I would want to know what those 3 people say.
There's still no one with the raised hand.
I would love for them to come to a meeting.
So those 3 people, we want to know what they think.
Well, Terry, can you wait a month and come back?
It's an expensive wait. I mean, you're asking somebody, this is a large space with a lot of rent. And you want me to wait and you don't want me to file my application with the SLA. I'm losing a month. It's serious money.
I think it would be impossible for us to wait because we really want to launch the Broadway show.
That's the other issue. We're supposed to launch what is it, May, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're supposed to May. If we wait another month, we're not even gonna have our temporary permit by May.
So the temporary permit only lets you stay open till midnight every night, correct?
That's correct.
And then, so these hours would only kick in your formal license.
That's correct.
One option would be to give them what Ted suggested, shorter than 4 AM now. And then you can come back in a couple of months after, in other words, that would let you go forward and get a temporary permit. And then if the,
and then after we contact all these people, come back next month.
well, not next month, but
Well,
whatever.
At some point in time, because I have to amend the application too with the SLA.
No, at some point come in
What
for
about,
later hours.
doing it at 2 AM for the first year?
Well, no. So listen, so what they would like to do is cut the hours. So if you made it 2 AM, would you be comfortable with 2 AM? And then if we can get everybody on board for us to have 4 AM for those 2 nights, would that be acceptable?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. But
All
one
right.
thing you have to be aware of, the corner building is operated by a company who has someone on the full board. And if he is unhappy with this, he will have the ability to, stir up things at the full board.
I fully understand. I would tell you now, we are in full agreement with the steps that you suggested earlier. We're in full agreement that we will reach out. Nellie will give us the contact information. We will reach out to the 3 buildings you wish us to. And we will also agree to the 2 AM closing on Friday and Saturday.
That's good.
Okay.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, that's fine, but with the understanding that if we do meet with all these people and everybody's on board and they're content and they have no problem with us going to 4, we'll come back to you so we can amend the application with the SLA while it's pending.
Yeah, that's understood.
Okay.
But also, we'd ask you to, be clear about what is gonna go on there on
No,
Friday.
I'm gonna make it crystal clear. That'll be rewritten, especially when we go to the 3 buildings. It'll be rewritten for them. There'll be a new page in here and I will pass that on to you, the community board.
Okay, so I don't think I need to reread these, but it's the no queuing, no barriers on the sidewalk, no outside promoters, and then the security during the final 2 hours of the event at the 2 buildings, 500 West 42 and 561 10th. And then you'll contact representatives and meet with them if requested. Let's say prior to January 30, because our full board, I think, is on it's early in February.
Right.
We'll contact them. That's fine. We'll contact them way before then. When they schedule a meeting with us, we'll do the best we can. But if they choose to put it off, I don't want to be responsible for that.
No, but you should tell them that this is going before.
Yeah, this is going before the full board. We'll tell them.
Yeah, okay, and that's why, that's the schedule we want to be.
Motion.
And then,
Second.
I was just gonna add that if you wind up coming back with 4 AM, I think we would want to see a full security plan
Yeah.
as well. So
Fine.
just.
Yeah,
flagging.
that's not a problem if we come back. That's not a problem. That's fine.
Okay. All right, great. All right, there was a motion
Yeah.
and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Right, that passes with steps. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. Take care. Again, Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.
Bye-bye.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Nelly, do we happen to have any hands raised online?
No, there's no
Yeah, I
one.
do. I'm raising my
Okay.
hand. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, Michael.
Hey, I'm just curious to know, Frank, have you heard anything more about this proposal by the governor to have this hybrid license, restaurant tavern license to permit restaurants to have dancing? Did you read about that?
No,
But dancing is.
permitted anyway.
Yeah, they already
No.
did that.
Well, no, that's what I thought too. It turns out that restaurants alone, who are not classified as either bars or taverns,
Oh,
do
right.
not have that.
Restaurant.
So I didn't see her state of the state today, where she would have gone over it some more, but I read about it in Eater of all places.
Yeah,
And
I
I
did
just
see
thought
it
that-
here, but I didn't understand that it was a change, given that I didn't know there was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about
yeah,
it is
our
it requires us and the SLA to get involved with it. So there's another one.
Well, our form still asks people if they're gonna have dancing, regardless
But we
of
want to know.
what kind of license they're.
We want to know.
Yes. All right, but thanks for flagging that. I didn't realize the significance.
Okay.
All right,
I think that's
thanks,
it.
everybody. And
All
now
right.
this
Good start.
probably is a wreck.
Should we have a rule that no more than 4?
Yeah. Good night,
All
everyone.
right. Bye, everybody.